Cases of coronavirus have now been confirmed in 12 states across the country. 6 people have died in Washington state from the virus. Now, here in Colorado, there are no confirmed cases of coronavirus right now. Testing on 23 people has come back negative. 9 tests are still pending. Mayor Michael Hancock said today 3 of those possible cases are in Denver. And he also announced a coronavirus task force today. CBS 4's Kelly Worthman on that story tonight from the city and county building. So, Kelly, what should we expect from the task force?
Well, Jim, it'll be led by the Department of Public Health and Environment to coordinate with schools, shelters, and medical providers to ensure that everyone has the most up-to-date information on the virus. And Mayor Hancock emphasized that the city is ready if coronavirus strikes here in Colorado.
That we are taking the concerns around coronavirus very seriously. But it's important also that we not panic.
Just like many others around the country, city officials in Denver are urging preparedness when it comes to coronavirus.
Well, I cannot overestimate the importance of personal hygiene in controlling this.
Beyond repeated reminders for everyone to wash their hands a lot, the city is adding sanitation stations in public facilities like rec centers and closely monitoring availability of health supplies.
We're also monitoring how this virus is impacting travel to and from Denver.
While DIA is not one of the 20 airports being screened by the CDC, it is enhancing its efforts to keep travelers and employees safe. That includes installing sanitary wipes on jet bridges for passengers to sanitize their seats on the plane, adding more free hand sanitizer stations, and disinfecting restrooms and other public areas more often.
The best tool that everybody has is themselves, being aware of washing their hands, touching their face.
Even though Colorado does not yet have any confirmed cases of coronavirus, we did ask if the city has any quarantine housing plans if an outbreak occurs.
Those are all things that we're looking at. Certainly not something we are doing now, but something that we're preparing for if needed.
And city officials also said they will work very closely with homeless shelters to ensure that providers there know exactly what to look out for and to ensure that they also have enough hand sanitizer. Now, Governor Polis is also expected to address the coronavirus concerns tomorrow and will mention what is being done statewide for any coronavirus preparedness. Reporting live in Denver, Kelly Worthman covering Colorado First.
Thanks, Kelly. There are still a lot of questions, of course, about how concerned we should be. So we asked a doctor at UC Health.
It's important to keep it in perspective. This is kind of a novel infection. It sounds a little worrisome. The typical public health measures work well for it. We do expect a small fraction of people to get sick from it, but once again, it'll be more like our typical influenza seasons.
Now, Dr. Little says the virus is more similar to the common cold than the flu, but it does spread fairly easily. He says you should stay home if you're feeling any of the symptoms, like fever, sore throat, or a runny nose. Also, see your doctor if those symptoms get severe. And investors watching the coronavirus very closely. And look at this, a much different story for the markets today. After last week's massive sell-off, the Dow had its biggest point gain ever, climbing nearly 1,300. NASDAQ and the S&P both jumped more than 4% in value. Investors think central banks all over the world will take action to shelter the global economy from the impacts of the outbreak.